Right, hello again. So we are going to do a brush change. So this is a simple thing that most people should be able to do. This is a Makita DTD152. I actually got 3 of these from eBay. This is just another one here. The one here is another one that I've already repaired and refurbed, if you like. It needed a new switch as well, this one. The back, unfortunately, I haven't managed to get that white and black back yet, but I'm gonna get hold of one of those and change the clip, etc. But this is just one of the other ones, so we're going to change the brushes on this. They're not too bad actually. You'll be able to see here, they all are fairly central. They'll make it all the way through, all the way to the motor when it's installed. But I'm going to change them anyway, just because I've got this off, and I'm trying to make this as good as I can, as nice and new, if you like. So you can see here, all of them. There's 4 on each back of these. They are spring loaded, and there's a small arm here, which you need to pull out so you can get the brushes out. So what I like to do is I pull it out a bit and then lift it up just so it kind of catches, and then you can get the brush out the side. So you can see here, get it just above. There's a little notch which I'll show you a little bit zoomed in a moment. But when you've got it up there, they can then be removed. You can see on the back of it actually there's a line across the centre. That's where that spring touches and pushes it forward. There's also on the top a connector where they're attached, but all you do, literally just pull them out. Easy just to grab that wire there, or use gravity. But if you take the clip off, it's much easier to do. So you just need some. This is a spudger that I'm using for actually mobile phone repair that I used to do years ago. So a small plastic pointer, if you like. A little metal screwdriver would be easy, but I try to use these so I don't damage anything. But all you do is clip these clips off, pop it off, there you go, and you can just pull on that and it'll just come out easy enough. So you make sure the spring's out of the way and just pull it. There's no friction or anything, it's just loosely in there, so you can just pop the new one in. You can see a small line as well on the brush. I like to put them back in the same way. I don't really think it impacts anything at all because it's the end of the brush that touches, but I just like to make them as were, if you like. So you pop the new one in, really simple. Pop that clip back on top. There's a line down both sides, you can see there. It looks kind of black on here, but it's a gap in the metal. Now you just pop them back on. There's two raised bits on the clip that clip into that both sides. Easy to do with your fingers. Clip them back in. There we go. Nice and simple. It's difficult to do this wrong because if you had it the other way, that gap would be on show. So always make sure that you've sort of covered that gap, and then pop the spring back across the middle there. So it goes into that little cutout, pushes on the back of it, and then forces that forward. So really, really simple design. That's why these are so simple actually for everyone to do. Really, all it is 2 screws on the back of the impact driver, and you can get to this. You don't have to take it apart like this. I've only got it like this because I'm doing a bit of a refurb on this one. But simple. All you do, go around the rest. What I'm going to do is take all these clips off just to make this as fast as possible, or as simple as I can. Then I can pop round, release all the springs, and pop the new ones in. So quite simple here. I've taken all of those out. Pull the brush out after I pop the spring away, and as I say, there is a line on there, and I just like to marry them up with the new ones. So you pop that in the same way. You see the little cutout at the back there. Push that in. Pop the connector on top again. You say, see again, this is the left-hand side of this one, but you can see there is that clip both sides. So really obvious that clips into there, and then you just pop the spring back. There you go. Spring loaded then. And the same again. Pop the spring out the way, pull the brush out. See, that one's quite worn, but still these would have been perfectly fine. Pop the new one in. Clip on top. Please excuse my thumb there. I had a little bit of a gardening accident and it's quite difficult to put pressure on it, but very simple task even with a dodgy thumb. Last one, pull this out, pop the spring back, plenty of room to pull it out, pop the new one in. Pop the connector on top. When you put it in, probably swap that round. There you go, just for ease, because you don't want the spring over the top of the clip. That's something to watch out for. The metal braiding, that needs to be out the way of the spring when you do this. That's the only thing really to watch out for. So I do like to line those lines up on the brushes, but if they're the wrong way, it doesn't matter. The key thing is to actually get that braiding out of the way of the spring so the spring can function. Just to make sure it's out of the way there totally. There we go. And the spring can then get through the side and push them forward. So that's it. One quick check. Go around, make sure all of your springs are connected all the way around. Give them a little test, a little prod. Push against it and it should spring back like that. Very simple thing to do this. So that's it in a nutshell. Very easy. So I'm going to change the switch on this one. It's ordered. So it should be here in a few days. Change the switch. I'm going to change the backing, the outer shell as well on this one for a nice white one like this. And we'll be good to go. So very simple thing to do. Feel free to pop any questions in the comments here. But no, thank you for joining me.